Psychologists have demonstrated that humans are poor judges of their own abilities, whether it is their sense of humor, their grammar, or their grasp of abstract concepts. Somewhat ironically, it has also been revealed that those who are the worst at these abilities also happen to be the worst judges of their own abilities. This phenomenon is described as the Dunning-Kruger effect, and it is essentially a type of cognitive bias in which people believe that they are more intelligent than they really are. We know that this happens for a fact, but the question is, why does it happen in the first place? If you're passionate about acquiring knowledge and learning, then don't forget to subscribe to this channel for incredible and in-depth explorations into a range of interesting topics. Regardless of whether someone is intelligent or not, studies have shown that we have a tendency to overlook our personal failings and inabilities. In their research, David Dunning and Dunning-Kruger investigated whether people who are lacking in intelligence were also more likely to be lacking in awareness of their lack of intelligence. They conducted a series of tests measuring the participants on various aspects of intelligence, such as their sense of humor and logical reasoning. The findings showed that those individuals who performed the best could assess themselves fairly accurately, and as a matter of fact, they had a tendency to slightly underestimate their abilities. On the other hand, the participants who performed the worst were also the least able to accurately assess their abilities. They massively overstated their intelligence as being far above average, when the reality was that their performance placed them in the lowest percentile. One way in which these studies have been interpreted is that accurately assessing someone's performance of a skill relies on the same abilities which are required to actually perform that skill in the first place. In an unfortunate paradox, the least competent individuals suffer from a double deficit because not only are they incompetent, but they lack the intelligence which is required to realize that they are incompetent as well. This research overlaps with a field of psychology which is known as metacognition, or the process of thinking about thinking. When it comes to intelligence, metacognition refers to the person's ability to step back and examine their thoughts, behaviors, and capabilities from an outsider's perspective. People who are lacking in intelligence are usually incapable of evaluating themselves properly because they cannot leave the confines of their limited, egocentric, and subjective viewpoint. Whilst an intelligent person has the ability to recognize their mistakes and learn from them, someone who is less smart can't do this and will therefore never hold themselves accountable or strive to better themselves. Without metacognition, most people will just assume that they are highly skilled, knowledgeable, and capable, and they struggle to understand the limitations and bias in their understanding of the world. It is often said that having little knowledge is as dangerous as having no knowledge at all. With regards to the Dunning-Kruger effect, an individual might have had the most limited exposure to a certain subject, but they end up believing that they are an expert in the field. And since they are so confident that they know everything, they don't even try to verify the accuracy of their beliefs or deepen their understanding. You see, the human mind has a tendency to make conclusions, connections, and patterns even if they don't exist, and it can be hard to separate the objective truth from our own subjective interpretations. Of course, it is important to understand that even though there are unintelligent and intelligent people, we are all susceptible to the Dunning-Kruger effect to some extent. This is because that regardless of how informed or knowledgeable we may be on a particular topic, there will always be those topics on which we are uninformed and incompetent. After all, no one can have a grasp of everything. Moreover, no matter how intelligent you are or believe you are, there is always room for growth, learning, and progress. There is a saying which states that the only true wisdom is knowing that you know nothing. An intelligent person is the one who understands that there is always something to learn, and that there is no way for anyone to be completely knowledgeable about something. If you don't want to succumb to the Dunning-Kruger effect, then keep in mind that you should always be questioning your beliefs, practicing your capabilities, and expanding your knowledge. The more you learn, the more you should realize that there is so much left to discover. Whenever you have the opportunity to, converse with people or read materials that challenge your beliefs. At the end of the day, to be intelligent is to realize that there is no absolute definition of intelligence in the first place. And the moment you start to have complete faith in your abilities is the moment that you will stop learning and growing. We hope these insights have been informative, and if you would like to see more of this, then please like, share, and subscribe to the channel.